Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jared Glant, and this is Young Hustlers here on the Cardone Zone. This is the sales show where every week we talk about sales tips to get you where you want to go faster, to get you in front of the prospect, to get you the deal, to win you the paycheck, and to help you build the life you've always dreamed of. You know, sales is a part of life, no matter which way you slice it. Some people love it, some people hate it. The people that win are the people who understand that sales is a necessity, regardless of how they feel about it. You know I don't always love being a sales guy, but I know that it pays the bills. The ability to go out and create something on your own that doesn't exist, the ability to create a deal out of nothing, the ability to get people to give you money, is one of the most empowering tools that you could possibly have. And if you want to really take control, if you want to build, how would you like to build levels of confidence in your ability to produce that would allow you to literally do anything, make any choice you want to make? Like, some of you out there right now are probably sitting in a job that you hate. And you're like, I'm afraid to leave and quit because I don't trust my own ability to go out and get a new job or to go produce something. Think about that. Think about if you were in a position right now where you were like, I could get in front of anybody and I know that I can sell them anything. Think about the level of confidence that you would have. Think about the choices you would have. If you showed up to work and you were like, dude, I hate this job, you could just be like, yo, I'm out. You're cool, I'm out. You suck. All you other people suck. But seriously though, if you have the ability to do that, it gives you levels of confidence that are invaluable to you. It allows you to live life on your terms. It allows you to do what you want, when you want, where you want, how you want, with who you want. And that's why that's why people are so enchanted by this entrepreneur life, because successful entrepreneurs have taken the jump and they've proven that they can get through that. I respect people so much that do that go out and step out into something that's unknown, and they get it to work. They get it to work in a way where it continues to grow and flourish and allow them to grow and evolve. So today, I am going to talk about something that is mandatory. If you want to be able to take some control of this, you want to take control of your ability to produce, it's about how to get in contact with the decision maker. How to make that call, how to increase your chances of talking to somebody. And it's probably, look, decision makers are the ones that make the decisions. They're the ones that have the money, and their money is your money. So if you're trying to find who's got your money, it's the person who writes the check. And today's show is going to be about that. If you got questions, call in 305-865-8668, 305-865-8668. So I'm going to cover today 5 things that you need to do if you want to contact the decision maker. Number 1, this seems simple. It seems like the simplest thing to do, but it's the hardest thing to do. Most people can't get past, let's say there's five things I'll cover today. Most people can't get past the first step. Okay? The first step is very, very simple. You got to make the call. I remember when I first started making cold calls, there would be moments where I would lose all confidence and certainty, and I knew I had a call to make, and I would just look at the phone. It ain't going to dial itself, but how long am I going to go before I can make another call? You just got hung up on, you just got torched on a call, and now you're sitting there and you're just waiting, and you're like, ugh, pick up the call. I got to pick up the call. I got to make the call. I got to face the rejection. This is a fear that the unskilled person faces. When I first started making sales calls, I experienced this every single day. You know what fixes it? Making the call. You have to be willing to get punched in the face to be able to know that you can get in a fight. Just like you have to be able to get in contact with the decision maker so that you have the confidence that you can sell something, regardless of if it's your current job or a new venture that you're starting. You've got to make the call. You've got to get in the game, and too many people just refuse to make the call. So if you've got a product or a business or a company right now, and your results are not where you want them to be. Maybe you have a product that you sell online, you're an e-commerce business, and you're like, why is my business not growing? Get on the phone with people. My wife has a coaching program and she sells most of it online. I'm like, get on the phone with people. You want to sell a coaching session for $1,000 a month? Get on the phone with people. Like, you've got to speak with people. An email, a Facebook ad, a landing page, a video will only go so far. That is why we are so successful here, because we put everybody on a phone call. You buy a book, sales team calls you. You call in with the problem, Natalie's team helps you solve your problem and then tries to sell you something. Like, we get on the phone with people because you have an opportunity communicating two-way with somebody, and your conversion rates like skyrocket when you take advantage of that opportunity. But so many people just scared to make the call. They're scared to get in the ring. And because of that, they'll never get what they truly want. Number 2, if you're a salesperson and you're selling a product or a service, you always have to use multiple lines of communication. You work in the restaurant business. And you're trying to track down a restaurant owner, and the only thing you're doing is stopping by the restaurant, hoping that you can catch them while they're there. You're limiting the reach and the impact that you can have. You're an inside salesperson, and you're making cold calls to prospects who downloaded a free report, and the only thing you're doing is making phone calls. You're limiting the impact that you can have, and you're going to limit your results. You work door to door and you rely on a one-call close, and you don't have any way to capture or collect data to work all the people you went and saw. You are limiting your impact and your ability to deliver the results that you deserve because you're relying on a single form of communication. Almost every big deal I've ever done has required multiple lines of communication. I'm making phone calls. I'm doing emails. I'm sending letters. I'm going on LinkedIn. I'm going on Facebook. I'm sending videos. I'm like sending gifts. Like, every big deal I ever did, personal visits, like, you have to be willing to pull out all the stops. Decision makers, like, imagine this. Imagine that the only thing you did was make phone calls and leave voicemails, but the decision maker that you were trying to get a hold of lives and dies by email and never touches their phone. You know, imagine that the decision maker that you're trying to get a hold of, that you're making calls to, leaving voicemails and emailing, has an assistant that is, their job is to screen every form of communication that comes through. And if it's not something that's inter-office related or directly related to a project they're working on, it goes into the junk folder. Imagine if that was happening and that person, that decision maker, was on Facebook every single day. So what happens is, when you limit the lines of communication you have, you limit the probability of you finding the one that your decision maker prefers to communicate on. Faxes still go through fax machines. Handwritten letters still go to physical addresses. So if you guys are looking at your outreach plan to get in contact with people, if you've got a new business idea or venture, you have to start looking at every single door that you could go through. You know, a couple weeks ago, I went fishing. We went out in the ocean. They go out in the boat, they put the lines in the water, and they start fishing. What was very interesting is they did not throw one line in the water and just troll with one line. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines out in the water that we're trolling. Because if we have 8 lines in the water, we have a better likely, 8 times better than if we just had 1. So you got to think about this, reaching out to your prospects the same way. Will it bring up problems with efficiency and how you're going to use each one of the tools? Definitely. Will it give you a little bit more work to do? Definitely. Will it reduce the amount of calls that you're able to make if you're doing all of them and you're not economizing? Then definitely. But then you just got to figure out how to have that maximum impact. So I would make calls all day long, calls and voicemails all day long. At the end of the day, I'd send my emails out. When I got home, I'd do handwritten letters. You got to figure out how to make the time to do it. Imagine if all you had to do was, for 4 years, go all in. You had to sacrifice 4 years of your life going through the brutal stuff, the hard stuff, lots of work, lots of activity, lots of outflow, lots of rejection. But imagine after that 4 years, you got to a point where you had created momentum that would propel you right into the life you always dreamed of. Would you commit 4 years? Why do I say 4 years? Because that's exactly what it took me. I hope you're better than me. Maybe you're not. Maybe it takes you a little longer. But it took me 4 years from the time that I got serious about becoming a professional to get to the point where I had just become a millionaire. I was making, multiple six figures. And I had started the momentum on something that would continue to perpetuate as long as I kept adding wood to the fire. So it's not as far away as you think, but it will require work and it will require sacrifice. Never, ever, ever rely on one form of anything. Number 3, if you want to get the decision maker on the phone, then you got to act the part. What do I mean by acting the part? If you're calling a CEO of a company, when you call, you need to sound like a CEO. When you're calling a company and you're calling a director of business development, you need to sound like that role or higher. The beautiful thing about when you're on the phone is you could be whoever you want to be. Depending on how much latitude your sales manager gives you, we give our guys quite a bit. Depending on how much latitude they give you, you could be whoever you want to be. I'm not saying you want to lie about things, but if you're trying to get through the gatekeeper, why don't you sound like the type of person that would be calling the president of the company? Would the president of the company take a phone call from somebody that says, hey, my name's Jared Glant and I'm calling from Cardone Enterprises. We help companies increase their sales 30% by working directly with their sales teams. Is John available to talk about this? You will never get through with that call. Rather, Natalie says, hey, thanks for calling ABC Enterprises. Yeah, hey, Natalie, this is Jared Glant. Can you throw me to Frank right now? Who's calling? This is Jared Glant. He should be expecting my call because I've already sent emails previously. He should be expecting my call if I've already communicated with him and I told him I'm going to be calling. He should be expecting my call. So if you can come in and sound like, if Natalie's the president of the company and I'm sounding like a president, then the receptionist, their perception of you changes immediately. Don't sound like a salesperson on this call. Hey, this is ABC Enterprises. Hey, Frank, this is Jared. Can you throw me back to Natalie? Great call for the gatekeeper right there. Write that down. First name. Nonchalant. Hey, Frank, can you throw me back to Natalie? Throw me over to Natalie's office. Who's calling? Let her know it's Jared Glant. She should be expecting my call. Right? So, may not always work. You say you're expecting your call. You may get somebody on the phone that's a little upset about that, but that's when you just got to be good. You got to be willing to dance. And if you've done the pre-work right and you've set them up and let them know you're going to be calling, then you're not lying. Okay? So let's see, what do we got here? 5 ways. This is 5 ways to get the decision maker on the call. Number 1, make the call. Analysis paralysis. Don't get frozen stuck. Number 2, never rely on one form of communication. Just because you have a favorite way to contact a prospect doesn't mean that your prospect shares that form of communication as their favorite as well. And then number 3, act the part. Be the role. Be the person. You don't have to be the president of your company. You don't even need to tell them what your position is. Hey, Frank, this is Jared. Can you throw me back to Grant? Jared who? This is Jared Glant. Frank should be expecting my call. Can you throw me back there? Okay. Number 4. Be a professional. Be a pro. Be professional, dude. Don't give people attitude. Don't treat people bad. Like you'll never get through the gatekeeper if you treat the gatekeeper like shit. Male, female, young, old, dude, you will never get anywhere if you make people feel bad. And you will never get anywhere if you act if you act unprofessionally. If you act like you're insulted because they're not taking your call. Big freaking deal. Who are you? You're trying to get a hold of me and you're giving me attitude because I'm not writing you back? Dude, I see people that like they send emails. They're like salespeople or entrepreneurs, or they've got an idea or something, and I don't write them back because, I mean, I'm not obligated to do anything. Like I got a lot of shit on my plate right now. I got a board full of stuff. We're trying to build a $400-500 million a year company. Like I don't have time to answer every Shark Tank question that gets sent to me via email. Don't give me attitude because I don't write you back. You will never get anywhere like that. You know? Don't ever say that, hey, my time's really important. Doesn't matter about your time. What you do not matter in this equation, just so you know. Like you're trying to get a hold of a decision maker, you are on their timeline, you are on their terms. The only thing that you have to do is to keep showing up using multiple forms of communication, acting like a pro, and just wearing them down. Like I wish there was an easy silver bullet way to do this, but you have to do all of these things together consistently over a period of time in order for it to actually work. Okay, but like if you start getting snappy, if you start talking about, hey, my time's valuable, I know your time, like it kills me. I want to punch people in their face when they say that. Hey, I understand your time's valuable, my time's really valuable too. I don't care about your time, dude. Dude, you're on my watch right now. I'm on the phone with you. You called me. Don't talk to me about your time. I'm giving you my time right now, right? So never ever say that because it shows a complete lack of interest. Don't ever tell somebody that you're not interested in their business. Don't ever tell somebody that you don't need this deal. You need every deal, and you need to beg and plead and do whatever you need to do in order to win. But like coming in this whole like I don't need your business, dude, that will get you nowhere. Promise you. You do that to me, I'll tell you where that'll get you. That'll get you in the cradle of the phone, hung up on, because I'm going to be like, I'm done talking to you. You're stupid. Act like a pro. Okay? And then finally, number 5. These two things work together, by the way. Be persistent. You know? If you knew that you saw a girl and you knew she was your dream girl and she was going to be the person that you married and had kids with and lived a beautiful life together, would you be persistent or would you just call once? If you knew for sure when she walked in the room, you're like, that's it right there. She's the one I've been dreaming of. Never met her, seen her in my head. That's her. She's it. Would you quit after 2 calls? Dude, what if you approached every prospect, every opportunity with that same level of persistence and commitment? Dude, things would change for you. So you need to get your commitment up. You need to elevate your intensity when it comes to this stuff because look, 4 years from now you could be a millionaire if you're not right now. If you're a millionaire right now, 4 years of really going all in, you could be worth 5 million. You know, if you're worth 5 million right now, if you just went in for 4 years, you could be worth 20 million. Dude, that's the conversation I keep having with myself. Like I'm like, okay, where's the next thing? Because when you see how all of these things work together, making the call, using multiple forms of communication, acting the part, acting like the CEO if you're calling the CEO, not faking it, but acting professional like it, calling like it, talking like that type of person would talk. Being a pro and then being persistent. If you do all of these things and you commit to it over a long enough period of time, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to start hunting. This is when it gets fun. When you figure out how all 5 of those things work together, you can actually go out and hunt. Like, we used to go fishing when my grandfather was alive. He had a friend who had a lake out in St. Louis, Missouri, out in the country. And it'd take like an hour and 45 minutes to drive out there, and then we'd go out there and drink beer and fish. And they had this like man-made lake. And the state would actually stock the lake. The beautiful thing about fishing in this lake is you always caught fish. Like always. Like you could throw the line in first cast of the day, and within 60 seconds, boom, you had a bite. It was so exciting. It was like I couldn't wait to get the fish in, unhook it, get it in the little thing we were putting the fish in, and then go out again. Right? Because I was like, dude, I'm winning, you know? Like, you ever sat down at a blackjack table and you're just like, dude, everything is happening, I'm winning? Like, dude, you don't want to leave because you're winning. You have this confidence and this momentum. Imagine if you could be like that in life. Like, where you wake up and you're excited every day because you know you're going to win. It doesn't just have to be a dream. That's the best part of it. You are in full control of this. Because all you have to figure out how to do to be massively successful in life is to figure out what you want and then who's got it. Like, if you want money and success and fame and riches, who's got those things? On a more like micro level, like, hey, I need to hit my target this month. I need this deal. Dude, all you have to do is figure out who's the decision maker in that deal and get in front of them. Because if you can get in front of the decision maker over and over and over again, you're going to give yourself an opportunity in front of the person who writes the check to actually get a deal done. And the more times you can do that, the more money that you're going to make. And over longer periods of time, that's when you start getting into these like next levels of success and goal attainment and target attainment and the things that make you confident and happy. How do you think Grant, just look at Grant. Grant's going in, he's dancing and, deals $200 million. He's having these negotiations. He's buying $200 million properties right now. Dude, that guy has confidence. People are like, how do you have that confidence? How do you have that swagger? Because he's never afraid to lose a deal. This is big right now. Let me just say this again. So pay attention to this. People ask why Grant has so much swagger and why he's just so loose. Grant is the way that he is because if he loses a deal, he knows he has the ability immediately to go out and get another deal to replace that. So it's like, if you could take the fear of failure completely away because you know you can produce, how much confidence would that give you? I know this show's about how to get in contact with the decision maker, but dude, how about having how about limitless confidence? All you got to do is put these 5 things together and be able to get in front of people. You're going to have to work on your pitch. That comes later. Because most people, if you remember, most people don't even make the freaking call. This is the advantage. This is like the freaking blue ocean right here. Like, make the call. People have dreams and ideas and goals, and they sit down and they talk about, hey, man, it'd be great to have this, or I'd love to have that, or man, I'd like that boat or that trip or that vacation or that car or that watch, or be able to contribute to that charity like that. But dude, they sit home and they don't even make the freaking call. I'll bet 85% of people who say they want something don't get it because they don't even make the call. Don't even make the call. Pick up the phone. Very, very simple and so powerful. And you just got to be disciplined to do these 5 things over enough period of time so that you actually can work your pitch out and start winning. Let's go to the callers.
All right, you got Casey in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Casey, what's going on?
Hey, Jared, thanks for having me. How are you?
Good, brother. Thanks for calling into the show. What's your question?
Definitely. Hey, so I appreciate the insight for how to get to the decision maker. Once we get to that decision maker, I'm looking how to overcome the cost issue that comes associated with the company and the product that we sell that we're consistently getting pushback on.
Yeah, so okay, first thing is you have to accept full responsibility for the reason that the customer is having the objection. Right? Like, if you can't accept responsibility for the customer's objection, then you can't control it, you can't own it, and you can't fix it. That's really important. A lot of people can't do that. The next thing you need to do is you need to figure out what it is in your pitch. When the buyer says that it's too expensive, then value hasn't been appropriately set.
Okay.
And all that does is it comes down to you. Like, the value is in a direct correlation to your ability to pitch the features, the upsides, the benefits of doing business with you rather than somebody else.
Okay.
So, guy says, hey, you know what? I'd love to do it with you. It's just too much money. Compared to who, sir? Well, compared to company XYZ. Completely understand. When I shop, I like to get the best deal too. Let me ask you this. If the money were exactly the same between our 2 companies, who would you rather do business with? And Casey, what are they going to say to you?
Say us every time.
Yeah, why? Ask him, why is that?
Okay.
And now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to role play with you right now. So,
Absolutely.
So why? Why would you do business with me, Casey?
Well, Jared, more importantly, because of our niche focus into the industry, we are offering that full service engagement in our recruiting and account management services that these other firms are not directly offering.
Good. Why else? Why else? Why else?
You know, with the service, you have me personally in your direct service relation with the direct line of communication. I'm with you to start to finish, along with my recruiting team associated with it, doing the absolute outreach for your need, making sure start to finish from onboarding.
Why else?
Till completion.
Why else? Why else? Why else? That's how that call needs to go.
Sure.
And you're see what happening is you know your pitch for your value prop. So when I say why else, you go into a lot of words and explanation. Your prospects aren't going to do that. If you and me were on a live call right now and you were the prospect and I said, Casey, if the money were the same, who would you rather do the deal with? And you said, Jared, I'd choose you. And I said, right. And if I said why, you would say, well, because you guys provide great service. That's typically what it's going to come out. All that beautiful stuff that you said about what you guys do and why you're different, they're not going to say that. They're just going to go, because you have better service. And then you're going to say, why else? The idea is you get momentum in this part of the call, right? Why else? Right. Well, because you guys have been in business longer than everybody else. Why else? I don't know why else. Come on, Casey. Why would you do business with us if we were the same amount of money? Well, because you guys can get it installed faster. Why else? Because I have a neighbor who has done work with you guys, and you guys did an unbelievable job.
Heck yeah.
So what you do is you actually have them go through all of the reasons why they want to do business with you. People don't make decisions over price. Typically, price is like 4th or 5th on the list of the reasons why people make a decision. So you got to get the reasons why you're valuable should not come from you. They should come from you in the sales pitch. They should come from you in pre-call service, in the follow-up, in the work, and everything that you do to get that person on the phone. They should know you're different from the very beginning. If you're not doing that, that's your fault too. But when they should be like, dude, Casey's different. Casey is not like the other salespeople. Casey is doing things that no salesperson has ever done for me before to get me onto this call, to get me interested. And then when you say, why else, why else, why else, why else, then Casey, you can see exactly why we're the decision you need to move forward with. The money isn't going to make this program work any better or worse. My company is, and I am. Let's do the deal.
Heck yeah.
Right?
Love it, man.
Cool.
I appreciate that.
All right, man.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate the call.
Thanks.
All right, next caller.
You got Derek in Colorado.
Derek, what's going on, man? Derek, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Young Hustlers. What's your question today, man?
Hey, I got a question. I'm in law enforcement right now, and I'm trying to get some recommendations on transition into sales so I can 10x my income.
In law enforcement who's going into sales.
Yeah, so first of all, great. Thank you for your service as a law enforcement agent. Second of all, great move because as a law enforcement agent, you're capped by your ability to work hours, right? So what you need to do, like this topic that we're covering today right here, getting in front of a decision maker is the holy grail of being a salesperson. So like if you talk to a salesperson and every opportunity they had was teed up for them, meaning all they had to do was call leads that were verified, validated, the decision maker's on the call and they're showing up for sure, like that would be the ideal sales job because then all you're doing is talking to people. True selling is not that, in my opinion. True selling is your ability to create that. Because if you had to go start without a name, without a brand, without anything, your survival would be predicated on your ability to go get in front of somebody. So when people say, oh yeah, I'm the best salesperson in the world, I'm the strongest closer in the world, dude, that's the easy part. The hard part is creating the interest in somebody that's not interested. The hardest part is finding somebody who's interested but not looking. So this is where salespeople truly become great. And there is like the question you ask, hey, how can I be great as a salesperson? What you're talking about right there is a 4-year college education. I mean, it's not one answer. But I'll tell you what you need to do is you need to get on CardoneUniversity.com. If you go to CardoneU.com, you can sign up for our full suite of Cardone curriculum. We used to sell this program for 10 grand a year. Right now you can get access to it for 99 bucks a month. Okay, literally everything I learned about sales came from this program. Grant didn't mentor me or train me or teach me. Dude, he gave me a username and a password to Cardone University, and I like wore the buttons on the computer out watching these videos. So the way you 10x your income as a salesperson is you educate yourself so that you can be productive. Cool?
I appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, bro. Good luck to you.
You got Francisco in Georgia.
Francisco, what's going on?
Hello.
Francisco, what's happening? Can I call you Frank for the show?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
My
What's
man.
up? Thanks for taking my call.
My man, what's your question?
I got a question, man. So I'm 20 years old, and I'm looking to get into a sales job. Right now I'm working 2 jobs, making about $2,200 a month, and I'm just wondering if I should get Cardone University first or try and get a sales job first and then put myself on that.
Dude, get Cardone University first, because what happens is this is going to be massive. Are you in front of your computer right now or no?
No, I'm actually working right now.
Okay, so then you're going to have to go back and watch this later, because what I'm about to break down for you is so important for people to know. So what Frank's question was I have 2 jobs right now. I make $2,200 a month. I want to get into a sales job because I know that's where I have an opportunity to make money. But should I buy Cardone University first, or should I go get a job first? And I told him get Cardone University first. Here's why. Knowledge. Knowledge is magic. Knowledge gives knowledge gives you the catalyst to blow up. Because what knowledge does, and I've done this before on a show, and it's so powerful. It literally, when I understood this, I knew that anywhere that I wanted to go be successful, it all started with knowledge and information. I'm not talking about college. I'm talking about the right knowledge and information. What happens when you get knowledge about something? New knowledge, something you didn't know before. About a subject you didn't know before. You build confidence in that subject. So if you're going to apply for a sales job, and let's just say me and you, right now, we both left our jobs and we went into the job market and we were looking for sales jobs. Okay? Who do you think would be more confident about their ability to get a higher paying job?
You.
Why?
Of course, man.
Why?
You're at Jared Glant.
Ah, you're funny, dude. You know why? It's because of knowledge and experience. That's why. That's why I would get a higher paying job and I'd feel more confident about my ability to go get the job, because I have more knowledge. And when you have more knowledge, you're more confident. And when you're more confident, you're more motivated. And when you're more motivated, you take massive action. And action is what creates results, as my in-house Frank. So Frank, says, hey, I'm getting ready to leave my job. I want a sales job because I know I can make more money there. Do I look for a job and get a job first? Or do I go educate myself first? I said go to Cardone University because knowledge will give you more confidence. Confidence will give you more motivation. Motivation will allow you to take massive amounts of action. And when you do that, you're going to generate the level of results that you're actually looking to get. So buy Cardone University today. Go to cardoneu.com, buy it today. Get in the Facebook group. Make sure that you're interacting with people there. There may be a job for you in that Facebook group. We've got almost 12,000 members in that group, and they're from all over the country. Everybody in different industries. People are looking to hire all the time in there. We're getting ready to put a job board in there. But it'll allow you to get connected to a community of people who all want to do better. Like, you want to do better, surround yourself with people that want to do better. And you think that's an easy thing. Thanks so much for the call, Frank. I appreciate you. You think that, like, hey, do you want to do better? You think that that's a stupid question to ask. Because everybody, you would think, would be like, yeah, I want to do better. The difference is you wanting to do better and actually being willing to do the thing to allow you to do better. And when you get around enough people that want to actually do better and have demonstrated that, it's $99 a month. But that $99 a month that you buy for Cardone, that you spend on Cardone you invest it with Cardone University, that $99 is a demonstration that you are committed to doing better. It doesn't matter if it's 10 grand or $100. You are making an investment saying, I want to do better. And we've got a community of people that all want to do better. So when you have a tough day, you have people that are there to pick you up. When you learn something awesome that works, you're there to share it so that other people can participate and share in the success. When you run into a challenge or a difficulty, you're not relying on your ability to find an answer. You got 12,000 people you can go in and ask in the Facebook community. So when we created this Cardone U membership program, it's $99, cardoneu.com. We created it because we know that knowledge is information because of all of these reasons, and the network you have and the people that you're connected to are just as important because it creates more opportunities and allows you to get through the tough spots, right? These are all the good times. These are all the bad times, right? All of these spots down here, you got to have support to get through. Otherwise, that doesn't rebound. You end up like this. You end up going like this. And then nobody's there to stop you. And you just keep going down and things just keep getting worse. So yes, Frank, go to cardoneu.com right now and buy that thing because it'll change your life if you show up and make the call. Right? So today we're talking about how to contact the decision maker. I believe that your ability to do this successfully will determine how successful you are in life. And the beautiful thing is it's as easy as these 5 steps that we shared today here on the show. Thanks so much for coming by this week. This is Young Hustlers. And remember, the only people who will ever condemn the hustle, the success, the big goals, the big dreams, the only people who will ever condemn that are the ones who've already given up on all those things themselves. We'll see you next week.